Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing reasons why your dumper will come back. I provide audio coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details, www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast. And today we are discussing reasons why your dumper will come back. So if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back, this is the podcast for you. In today's podcast, I'll be discussing 3 reasons why your ex, the dumper, could one day want to reconnect with you. So let's get straight into this, and point number 1 is history matters. So when people ask me, what are the chances of me getting my ex back? What are the possibilities and opportunities that my ex, the dumper, might change their mind and want to reconnect? And I always say that one of the key factors we have to look into is how long your relationship was. Now, of course, nothing can be guaranteed in life. There is no 100% guaranteed way to get your ex back. Nothing works 100% of the time, and nothing fails 100% of the time. So we have to generalize somewhat, but what we can say is that the longer you were together, the more opportunity and possibility there is of your ex, the dumper, wanting to reconnect with you. So, in point number 1 about when we're speaking about reasons why your dumper will come back, point number 1 is history matters. The history in the length and quality of your relationship matters. Now, what if your relationship wasn't the longest? What if you were only in a relationship for a matter of months rather than years? Well, as I've just hinted at, quality also counts. So even if your relationship wasn't the longest, if the quality was there, if you experienced and shared lots of moments together, which you know are going to be very special to your now former partner, this gives you a great opportunity of one day your ex think to themselves, you know what, have I made the wrong choice? History matters. And we link this predominantly to triggers. Triggers are things which happen during somebody's life which make them think of their former partner. There are so many types of triggers. Probably the most crucial in some respects are dates on the calendar. Christmas, New Year, birthdays, anniversaries. These dates on the calendar automatically make you think back to the previous years that you've experienced those moments. It's Christmas Day, you think back to last Christmas Day. It's New Year's Eve, you think back to prior New Year's Eves and what you have done. And that links into why, if you've been together for many years, there are many different triggers for each of these potential dates. There are many birthdays, many anniversaries, many New Year's Eves, many Christmases. This is why there is more opportunity. But additional to this is if you have a quality of relationship, you may have gone on exotic trips, for instance. You may have shared experiences and moments that you know your ex, the dumper, hasn't with anybody else, and therefore they will likely think back to them. Triggers aren't just dates on the calendar. Triggers could be a smell. Triggers could be a taste. For instance, if somebody's gone out for a meal, they see a certain food on the menu, and they think, well, the last time I ever ate that, I was with my ex. That is a trigger. Like I said with smell, whether it is a perfume, whether it is an aftershave, a cologne, whether it is just the type of smell that you can get when you go to a certain place. It ties in with locations, it ties in with dates on the calendar. These things are all linked. There are many, many more triggers, but I'm not even going to get into today. But you can see what I'm saying. History matters. You have put in the work already to try to get your ex back. The chances of your ex wanting to reconnect with you are increased by the efforts you have already put in. By the fact you were together in a relationship shows that they once loved you and they could love you again. Now, I'm not here to give you false hope. Not every dumpee will get their ex back. Not every dumper will change their mind. Not every couple who have the opportunity to reconnect get over the line. Your ex-dumper might change their mind, reach out to you and say, look, let's have a conversation, let's meet up. And maybe you as the dumpee, if and when you meet up, you're not feeling it anymore. You're probably thinking, well, that's crazy. I would definitely feel it, but you don't know until you're in that position. So history matters. The more history, the more memories, the more triggers. It gives you that opportunity. It doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, but it gives you that possibility and opportunity as a great reason as for why your dumper may come back. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast about reasons why your dumper will come back. And point number 2 is build it and they will come. This is me trying to get across the point that you can reattract an ex by growing as a person. In point number 1, we were speaking about how history matters, about the efforts you have already put in will give you a great opportunity of making your ex reconsider. But what I would say takes it to the next level is if you become a version 2.0 of yourself. You have proof of concept that you can attract your now former partner. You were together in a loving relationship. When you attracted them originally, you were version 1. Imagine how much you could wow them with version 2.0. So point number 1 is about the history, and point number 2 is about the future. Build it and they will come. Build yourself up. Grow as a person. Become a better person today than you were yesterday. A better person tomorrow than you are currently today. If you become the person that can look in the mirror and think, I have improved today. I'm somebody who is better than yesterday. I'm much better than last week, and I'm incredible compared to last year. If you can honestly look at yourself in the mirror and think that, physically, mentally, spiritually, every way, shape or form, you will stand a wonderful opportunity of reconnecting with your ex in the future. The history will matter, but if and when they reach out to you, it's the wow factor that can get it over the line. And that is about building yourself up. Build it and they will come. If you want support in learning how to build yourself up, become a better person today than you were yesterday, reconnecting with an ex if and when they reach out to you by navigating the communication stage effectively, then you may want to consider my audio coaching service where me and you can speak one-on-one about your unique situation. I become your coach and your teammate. If you would like more details on this, please go to my website, www.dateme.tips. Build it and they will come. And guess what? If you don't get your ex back, you can and will find somebody even better who will appreciate the fact that you are a great person. Believe in yourself. Believe in your value. Remember and realize that you are the prize. This isn't about being arrogant. It's about being confident. You can walk that line, but never cross it into arrogance. Just be the best you can be. And if you don't get your ex back, you will attract somebody better than you could previously, and therefore better than your ex. So now let's get into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast about reasons why your dumper will come back. And point number 3 is the grass isn't always greener. So you might be in a situation where you think my ex-dumper is never ever going to want to reconnect with me. They're never going to change their mind. They're never going to reach out because they said to me, this relationship was done. They said to me, they don't want to see me anymore. They said to me, they don't want to speak anymore. Well, I'm here to say that they were speaking, talking and texting in the moment. It doesn't mean for certain that they will change their mind, but it also doesn't mean for certain that they will stick to what they were saying. When you were in a loving relationship, they would have probably said to you, I love you. They would have probably said to you, I want to be with you forever. They meant that in the moment. Now, unfortunately, they have lost romantic emotional attraction for you. They ended the relationship, and they have probably said some words to you which are sticking in your mind, and they were true of the moment. It doesn't mean that they're going to be true in a month, 6 months, a year's time. You can't wait around. You can't guarantee they're going to change, but there is the chance they might. Remember, they once said they loved you, they're now probably saying they don't love you, but what this shows is that things can change, and therefore there is a chance that your ex, the dumper, could love you again. And this is often linked to the fact that the grass isn't always greener. They ended a relationship because they lost romantic emotional attraction for you. They believed that this relationship was not working for them. They believed that they wanted to go in a different path because they thought this would give a better opportunity for them to feel fulfilled and satisfied in the type of relationship that they require and desire. But this doesn't mean they're going to find what they're looking for. This doesn't mean that they're going to find this mythical person who is 100% perfect 100% of the time. This is not likely. Especially within the first year or so after a breakup, it's incredibly difficult to find a long-term compatible partner. It is almost impossible, I would say, to find somebody with a genuine connection without there being an incredible amount of luck involved. Your ex-dumper is unlikely to be quote-unquote that lucky to find their perfect person so soon after your breakup. Now, does this mean that they can't meet somebody new that they stay into a relationship with for quite a while? No, it doesn't. They might date somebody new, they might stick around for a number of months or more. But the likelihood is, within the first year or so after your breakup, they are very unlikely to find somebody who is long-term compatible because it is so hard. And it's going to be even more difficult for them to find somebody better than you because, like I said in point number 1, you have all of this history, you have all of the triggers. This new person haven't just got to be good, they've got to be great. They've got to be better than you were within the relationship. Now, you probably made mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. Your ex makes mistakes. We're all human. But just because you made some errors, it doesn't mean your ex-dumper is going to find this perfect person. And again, certainly not within this short time frame. I just think it's very, very unlikely. And what you tend to see is that 6 months to a year down the line, on average, a dumper will look themselves in the eye, they'll look in the mirror physically and metaphorically and ask themselves, have I made the right choice? Am I any happier? Have I met somebody who is as perfect as I hoped? Does that person exist? Have I got to accept the fact that everybody has flaws? Maybe I should have given my ex the opportunity to grow and improve, and I need to also do that myself because I'm not perfect. Maybe they will realise that they should have given you a chance to sort this out. If and when this takes place, this is when your ex-dumper will likely reach out to you and the communication stage will begin. And hence, as I was saying earlier, if you want to prepare for that possibility, then that is where my audio coaching service may come in handy. www.dateme.tips for more details on my audio coaching service. The grass isn't always greener. It doesn't matter if your ex-dumper said they never want to see you again. They might want to see you again in 9 months' time. This doesn't mean you should be waiting for this because firstly, it might not happen. And secondly, you need to live your life to the full. You need to make new connections, grow as a person, like I said in point number 2, and you can find somebody even better. Your ex doesn't represent your happiness. They don't represent your only possible future. You can and will be fine without them. So whatever happens, live your life to the full and enjoy every single day. The grass isn't always greener. Your ex-dumper may change their mind, but ultimately what happens next is up to you. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.